Who would ever know that a dishwasher filter could get so disgusting? Guys, I saw this on YouTube actually, and I said, you know what? I have never cleaned my dishwasher filter before, so I wanted to try it with you all, and here we go. So this is my dishwasher filter, and as you can see, those two arrows line up the two red triangles. And what I'm going to do is unlock it. From what I read and what I was told by a YouTuber, was to be sure that you are very, very gentle because those filters can break easily. Now look at all of that grime, all of that dirt, and it was really like sticky and ooey and gooey. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing cleaned up. I'm going to use some warm water along with some soap. To get into those hard to reach places, I'm just going to take a little brush here that I use to clean with and just do a gentle scrub just to be sure that I'm getting all of that dirt and grime in from the crevices of the dishwasher filter. After deep cleaning the filter, I'm just going to take a damp rag and just wipe away any extra dirt or grime that might have been built up in the bottom of the dishwasher, and simply just take my filter and place it back. Again, be very, very careful with that. So now we're simply going to put our dish rack back into the dishwasher, that bottom rack, and we're going to open up that top rack. And I have a glass container, and what I'm going to do is fill that with vinegar, and I'm going to run my dishwasher on its hottest setting, and this is going to help to disinfect and to sanitize my dishwasher. Here we have my top load washing machine, and these things can get kind of stinky from time to time. So my actual machine has a self-clean option, but I am going to go a little further and be a little extra because I'm a little extra. I'm going to run some hot water inside of the washer, and once it fills up to about halfway, or let's just say to that, yeah, about halfway, I'm going to take some of my baking soda, and what we're going to do is 1 cup of baking soda along with 3 cups of the white distilled vinegar. And honestly, I don't really measure stuff out, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say I did about 3 cups of vinegar and about a cup of baking soda. And I'm going to run my washing machine and allow this to sanitize and clean my top loader. Now these things can get really, really stinky from time to time, and especially I had a front loader, but honestly I had to get rid of that front loader because it was too stinky for me, but I did not try this, so it's pretty cool and it did help out a lot. So there we have it. Next, we are going to clean that lint filter inside of the dryer. Now, as you can see right here, my filter is absolutely full, and it should not look this way. I honestly try my best to empty it after every single dry, but obviously I missed a couple. But we have to be very, very careful with that because we do not want it to mess up anything in the dryer. And I think I have done that in the past, but I'm not going to tell my husband, so hopefully he does not look at this and see that I probably messed up our dryer and it probably cost us a lot of money to fix, but whatever. So anyway, we're gonna go an extra step. You see inside of here, I don't have a flashlight, but inside there is like a lint buildup as well. And so what is something that is really good to do is use like a brush, and this is a lint brush, and I think this one is specifically made for the dryer. I've had it for years, and I just go in and just swirl it around, and you see all that lint that came out? But I am also going to take it a step further. I have my handy dandy Dyson that I absolutely love with all of these different attachments on it, and I'm going to simply place that inside of the dryer vent, and it's going to suction up any extra lint that I might have. Next, we have our shower head. Now the shower heads can get a buildup of like calcium in those little holes, and it causes the water to not come out as smoothly as normal. So what we're going to do is take a shower cap, which you can use a Ziploc bag, a plastic bag, anything that'll hold it without a hole in it. And I have a rubber band as well. I took my shower head off just because it's kind of big, but you can keep them attached in the shower and just maneuver it around, just make it work for you. The biggest thing is to be sure that the shower head is immersed in this distilled vinegar. So now we're going to let our shower head and our vinegar sit. A lot of times I'll let mine sit overnight, but I mean, if I'm cleaning or something, it might be just like a few hours. It's all depending on how much buildup I have in that shower head, because they can get a little dirty sometimes. So we'll just let that sit. And what I'll do is take a brush and gently brush it after it's set for a while. Just gently brush the shower head and it'll loosen up all of that extra debris. And then after that, once you hook it back up to your shower head, the water it'll flow through, and you can really tell a difference in your water pressure once that is cleaned out. Here we have our couches. Now couches can get really dirty, and I don't even like to think about like all of the dirt that goes on couches. Me and my husband have a debate about this all the time. I don't like taking a shower and then coming back downstairs and getting on the couch because I feel like I got dirt on me. But anyway, so here's my son. He's helping me out with this particular part. We're just going to do a portion of the couch for the sake of this video. And what we're doing first is using a vacuum, and we're just cleaning it up a little just to be sure we got out all of the dirt. And now he is simply taking some baking soda, and the baking soda is used to deodorize, and we're going to just let that sit for a little while. And he went back through and we vacuumed it. And next we are going to place our cushions back on after we vacuumed and cleaned it, deodorized it really well. And he's going to repeat that process again. I did not show it, but earlier we did spray a little bit of vinegar, and I did use a rag just to go over a couple of places, like a washcloth, just to go over a couple places where there might have been like a small stain. So that's vinegar and water. But here we're just repeating the process. We sprayed the vinegar and water. We're going to put more of the baking soda, and again we're going to take that vacuum, which I love this Dyson, y'all. It has so many great functional attachments to go along with it. And now we are going to take some alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Now this is to disinfect, and you do want to start with a small portion of your furniture if you've never done this before, but I like to spray it on there and disinfect that bad boy. And here we have my best friend, my coffee maker. I use this thing every single day, and we done been through the motions. It's kind of broke on some places, so don't judge my coffee maker. But here I have some water I'm going to dump out. I always put fresh water in before making my coffee, and there's a filter. I'm going to change that filter out at the end. I ordered a whole bunch of them off of Amazon, but I try to change the filter out probably once a month. I'm going to take some vinegar and pour it inside of the coffee maker, and I'm going to run it on several cycles just so that it can run through the coffee maker and clean out any of that clogged up debris or clogged up film and stuff. Yeah, the stuff that's inside of the coffee maker, y'all. The vinegar helped get it out. Okay, bottom line, that's what happens. And after you get done doing that, be sure to run several cycles of just water. I didn't show this, but I did take a picture of water and just run it through as well, just to be sure that we get that vinegar taste out, because don't nobody want to drink coffee and vinegar. That's just nasty. Next, I just disassemble my little broke down coffee maker, and I put it into hot soapy water and let it soak for a while. And then I just simply take a brush and just scrub it. It can get real gross, But luckily it's just me and my husband that use the coffee maker. So but if you're in a workplace, definitely, if don't nobody else do it, y'all better take out some vinegar to work and let that stuff clean out, because that's just nasty. But look, so I'm just gonna scrub and be sure that I get out as much buildup as possible and put that bad boy back together. Lastly, I'm going to go over my air filter. Now, I wasn't even supposed to be showing y'all all of this stuff, but because I'm Melanie, I'm gonna show y'all. Look at how much dust I have in this little closet. Now, I am not about to take the time to clean up all of this, but since my husband was here, I did have him to hold the camera while I just demonstrated getting out some of that dust. But this looked like a whole weekend project, child, and I'm not about to be doing that right now. But the bottom line is we want to change out our air filters, and it's kind of satisfying though, like seeing some of the that dust and stuff go into the vacuum. Comment down below and let me know, do you all dust inside? I mean, I know people dust, but I'm just saying, like, is this like a part of your every cleanup routine kind of thing? Because I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball on this. But yeah, I'm gonna make this a weekend project and clean all of this up. In here I have my best bud taking out our old filter. This is actually his every month. I don't know if it's every month or every 3 months he changes out these filters, but I wanted to record him this month doing it. As you can see, it is super gross in there, but whatever. So the top one is the dirty one, the old one, and the bottom one is the clean one, the new one. So there's definitely a huge difference. Changing this filter helps with the clean indoor air, and it can also help, like, if you have seasonal allergies. I know our family definitely suffers, but you can really tell the difference in the air quality. Ooh, la, la, la.